times. You know that?
Yeah.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
Can you fix that?
No.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Knights of the Nerds Table. Today, we are feeling a bit spooky as we quickly approach Halloween season. On October the 5th, the God of Mischief himself will be returning to Disney Plus for his second season, Loki Season 2. Before we start swimming in the Marvel multiverse, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more content. Now, let's get into it. Before we talk about what is expected in Season 2, let's do a brief recap of Season 1. This Loki, or variant of Loki, was created in Avengers Endgame during the Avengers time heist. During the events of the first Avengers movie, Loki was captured during the invasion in New York, but because of the Avengers time traveling and interfering with the timeline, Loki ended up with the Tesseract. He planned on restarting his plans to conquer the world, but was arrested by a mysterious law-keeping group. This group, the Time Variance Authority, or TVA, monitor the sacred timeline. It is explained that there used to be multiple crazy timelines before the TVA was founded, but with the help of the Timekeepers, the timeline was put back into place. Any person that deviates from the timeline is pruned by the TVA and called a variant. Loki was just about to be pruned as well, but he was rescued and recruited by an agent named Mobius, played by Wedding Crashers veteran Owen Wilson, to help with a mission. Begrudgingly, Loki helps Mobius on his mission. Apparently, there is a Loki variant lost in the multiverse causing all sorts of problems. While traveling through the timeline to confront this variant, they discover that the variant is in fact a female named Sylvie. She outsmarts them both and attempts to go back to overthrow the TVA. Her attempt fails, of course, and Sylvie escapes the TVA with Loki as they go to an apocalyptic event that is supposed to occur sometime in the year 2770. They bond, fall in love with each other, predictably, and are promptly apprehended by the TVA. While they spent time together, Sylvie told Loki that apparently the whole TVA is composed of disposed variants. They all had their own lives before the TVA reprogrammed them to work for them. Mobius tries to warn his boss, but she's already onto him and prunes him as a response to stop him. They attempt to prune Sylvie and Loki as well in front of the Timekeepers, but a defect from the TVA helps them last second and they destroy the Timekeepers, only to find out that the Timekeepers weren't even real. Loki is then pruned and then transported to a planet called the Void with multiple different Loki variants who just can't seem to get along for some reason. Sylvie prunes herself and joins Loki on the Void with Mobius. They fight a cloud monster and finally meet the man behind the cloud. The guy who runs the whole show is named He Who Remains. He is a scientist that has traveled throughout the multiverse, but the other variants and versions of himself were evil. So to constrain his counterparts, he created the TVA and didn't allow other versions of himself to exist for the sake of the world. He actually wants to hang it up and hand it over to Loki and Sylvie to run the TVA. Sylvie disagrees and decides to kill him even though Loki tries to prevent her from doing so. She sends Loki back to the TVA and she kills He Who Remains. Back at the TVA, everything is different. Mobius doesn't even recognize Loki when he runs into him, and it is clear that some variant of He Who Remains now rules this time since the timelines are now without the Master. And this is the point where we hop back into Loki in Season 2. What can we expect? Well, it seems like the main crew is coming back. Tom Hiddleston, Owen Wilson, Sophia DiMartino, and Jonathan Majors, despite his controversies, will be back as well. So far, we have received a trailer for the season. In this trailer, we see Mobius and Loki approach a new character, OB, played by Kiwi Kwan. They ask him why Loki keeps skipping in and out of reality. In another scene, you can also see Loki in front of a ski store, and Mobius famously likes skis. So maybe they're in some type of alternate timeline where Mobius is able to sell skis, or maybe he's buying a ski for himself, who knows. Somehow, the timeline is messed up. I don't think this season ends with the timeline being fixed, but rather it seems that there will be consequences for the larger MCU, as this is how King the Conqueror was introduced in Season 1. So far, the MCU has kept most of the details hidden. Kevin Feige is like that. Unlike James Gunn, he keeps things pretty close to the chest. But this is a multiverse story. Maybe we get some cameos, Avengers, some Spider-Man? Maybe. Time will tell. The show will air from October 5th to November 9th, with most episodes being between 30 to 40 minutes. Notably, Loki's season finale is set to debut just one day before the theatrical release of Marvel Studios' next film, The Marvels. So this Thursday, grab your popcorn and get ready for the latest wacky, timey-wimey tale with the God of Mischief. Night out.